What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Skillet, yes indeed, Skillet Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Robbie Burke 3. It's the number 3, it's not 3 I's. I don't know if that means Robbie Burke the third or just the third Robbie Burke on YouTube. I don't know, but it says Robbie Burke 3, so take that for what it's worth. Anyway, Robbie Burke 3 wanted to see me react to the song by Skillet called The Last Night. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Pedro Pacheco Studio, okay? And the video has 357,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Skillet, The Last Night, live. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
This song is called The Last Night. You come to me with scars on your wrist. You tell me this will be the last night, feeling like this.
I just came to say goodbye. Didn't want you to see me crying fine.
But I know it's alright. This is the last night you'll spend alone. Look me in the eyes so I know you know I'm everywhere you are. You want me to be the last night you'll spend alone. I'll wrap you in my arms and I won't let go. I'm everything you need me to be. Your parents say everything is your fault, but they don't know you like I know you. They don't know you at all.
I'm so sick of when they say it's just a phase, you'll be okay, you're fine.
But I know it's alright. This is the last night you'll spend alone. Look me in the eyes so I know you know I'm everywhere you are.
The post-production in this is so obvious. It's ridiculous. Putting that aside, the song sounds... Okay, the song sounds good. The song sounds good, okay? I don't see any problem with the song as far as songwriting or in execution. Am I enjoying the song? If I'm being honest with you, no, I'm not. It's A little too ballady for me, if I'm being honest with you. It's not hitting me at all. It's a pretty song. It's well written. It's well constructed. It's well executed. I will absolutely give it that. But yeah, this is not up my alley. It's funny. I made the comment when Mrs. Heretic and we did our Skillet concert review. I made the comment that seeing all of these live videos from Skillet don't do Skillet justice. They really don't. They really don't. Being there in person and seeing them live, seeing everything happening on stage at all times, really opened my eyes quite a bit to what kind of performers Skillet can really be. These videos, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. People want to see live performance video footage. I understand that. I really do. But understand, folks, what you're seeing here, this is not a true representation of what Skillet can do. It really isn't. You really need to see them in person. Because these videos, as nice as they are, keep in mind, they're all produced videos by the company that owns the copyrights and everything like that, the record labels. This is a DVD release or Blu-ray release, whatever the case may be. It looks like DVD to me. It is a DVD release. There's a ton of post-production on here. You're seeing selected camera shots, but when you're seeing those shots, like right now, the camera is zoomed in totally on Corey. You can't see what Seth's doing. You can't see what John's doing. You can't see what Corey's doing. They might, not Corey, Jen's doing. They may be doing something incredible, and you can't see it because the camera is fixated completely on Corey. And same thing when the camera is focused on John. When the focus is totally focused on John or focused on Jen, you don't see Corey over there rocking out like a monster. You don't see it because you can only get one shot at a time. When you're there in person and you can see the whole stage, you can see everything happening all at once. So, man, it is a show. Let me tell you, it really is. I am never going to forget that show. I guarantee you. Great show. Great show. Anyway.
This is the last night you'll
Nice
spend.
layout. All you're hearing right now is looped in crowd noise. He's asking the crowd to sing along. You can't hear anybody singing because the piped in crowd noise in the post-production is burying the actual audience sound. Poor decision on whoever did the post-production on this. It looks and sounds very fake. You can even hear the loop. It's about a 6 to 7 second loop, and you hear the same. You hear the same. There's a singular female voice that pops out like every 6 to 7 seconds. It's on a loop. You can hear it. It happens. It's the same. It's the same voice. It's the same pitch. It's the same everything. And it seriously happens about every 6 to 7 seconds. So. Anyway, that's kind of a bummer. I kind of wish we could have heard the actual crowd noise. Good than the string. I was about to say, it's a good thing those string players got off those boxes. Oh man, I wish they would bring back the violin player. I do. Don't get me, look, it was great having a cello player there at the show. That was great. I loved seeing that. But it would have been nice if we had cello and violin. I think that would have been really cool.
I won't let you say goodbye, and I'll be your reason why. The last night away from me, away from me, away from me.
Love the interaction. More interaction. I'm telling you folks, these live videos, they do not do Skillet justice. They really don't. If you've never seen them live and you have the opportunity, I very strongly recommend you take it. You really should take it. All right, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Skillet with The Last Night. This was a request from Robbie Burke 3. I don't know if that 3 is supposed to signify the third or if it's just the number 3. It's literally the number 3, so I don't know. Not sure. Not trying to be disrespectful. If it is a third, I want to make sure I give, you know, the proper prefix here. So, no, it'd be the suffix. Sorry, suffix. So if it is the third, I'm hoping I did it justice. I don't know. We'll find out. I hope. Maybe in the comments he'll blast me and say, "You didn't say it." I'm sorry, but you gave me a number 3. Anyway, should I pre-fame or should I just give the score? Let's just give the score. Let's just give the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.3. Yep, 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I'm just going to come out and say it. I did not like the song. Personally, this did nothing for me. I really did not enjoy this song at all. A little too ballady for me, if I'm being honest, and I just personally didn't feel the song carried me, the song didn't grab me, the song didn't hook me in any way, shape, or form. So that's just me personally. That's just how I personally feel. I was not a fan. Having said that, though, looking at the song objectively, it is a really good song. It is. Okay, there's some really nice things happening in there. The chordal flow made perfect sense. The transition from chord to chord to chord, everything sounded good, almost to the point of being borderline predictable. Like when the went down and then it came back up, I knew it was going to come back down again. I just didn't know how far down it was going to go. I didn't know if it was going to go down to the 5 or down to the 4. It went down to the 4. I mean, but here's the thing with predictability. It makes sense because you're able to predict it. You're able to see where it's going to go because it does make sense. So it's not a bad thing. Everybody's like, oh, if the song's predictable, then it's garbage. No, I'm sorry.
I respectfully disagree.
If a song is predictable, that means it's got a flow going. That means it has a chordal flow that makes sense. And you've probably heard it before from several other bands, from several other songs. And you see the pattern, you recognize it, and you go, oh, I've heard that before. That's what predictability means. It doesn't mean it's a bad song. It just means it's predictable because you've heard it before. There's other bands that have used the exact same chordal structure, the exact same chordal flow, and it makes perfect sense to use what others have had great success with. Remember, we're all thieves, so there's nothing wrong with it. As far as the instrumentation goes, the guitar parts sounded really good. Both guitar parts sounded really nice. I could actually hear a distinction between the two guitar parts. I could. There was some definite layering going on there where one guitar was louder than the other, but you can still hear both clear as day playing different parts, which was really nice. The keyboard, the piano in there, very pretty, very pretty. Definitely added to the atmospherics of the song, which I appreciate, you know, for what it is. Not a fan of it, but I appreciate it. Bass on this sounded really solid. Nothing all that impressive, but it sounded solid. It's supposed to fill out the bottom end and keep the song moving forward, keep it driving forward, and it did. So no issues there. Drumming on this sounded really nice, very solid, very simple pattern, nothing too overly complex, something that just helped carry the song along, give the song a good set feel, which is the whole point of the drumming anyway, and Jen did a good job on it. The strings filling out the sound as well, adding the string sound, really nicely done in there. Just to be clear and to make sure we're all on the same page, I think we all know this by now, but what we heard was not live. It was post-production. Very, very heavily edited post-production. Because it was being released on a DVD or a Blu-ray or whatever it was. I suspect DVD. And of course, the record label's gonna want to put out the best sounding thing. Here's the thing, and I wish record labels would understand this. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the record label wanting to put out the best sounding quality that they can get. I understand that, I do. But whenever a record label steps in and puts post-production onto a live DVD or a live Blu-ray or a live video or whatever the case may be, whenever they do anything live and they add a ton of post-production, they take away a lot of the rawness, a lot of the energy, a lot of the live atmospherics that we're supposed to be getting from this live experience. In all honesty, I'll tell you the band I blame for this, and people are going to be shocked when I say this. I blame Kiss for this. I really do. This is all Kiss's fault, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were the very first band with the very first Alive album. They were the very first band to take their live recordings into the studio, add in audience noise, and we're not talking about just a little audience noise, we're talking layers of audience noise. Alive 2 is 10 times worse. Alive 2 is just audience noise, just blaring. And I'm just like, why did you put so many layers? They must have put like 14 or 15 layers of audience noise in Alive 2. Alive 1, I think they only put in like 5 or 6 layers of audience noise, but man, you could tell. You could absolutely tell. And they were the first ones to go in and re-record guitar parts, and they were the first ones to go in and re-record vocals for this live album, right? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love listening to Alive, and I love listening to Alive 2, I do. But every time I listen to them, you can hear the post-production. You can hear it. But, you know, the same thing happened here. The record label came in, they added a bunch of post-production, and honestly, they killed some of the live feel and some of the live energy and some of the live vibe and some of the live sound that we're supposed to be getting from a live video. Again, I see the record label stance. I understand the record label stance. But understand, record labels, that when we are watching a live video, we want to get the live experience. We really do. We want to hear the mistakes. We want to hear the cracks in the vocals. We want to hear the wrong notes in the guitar solos. We want to hear the live energy and the live sound and the live raw vibe coming from the stage and from the crowd. We want that. I really wish record labels would ease up on the post-production. If there's something they really need to fix, okay, fine, go ahead and fix it, but don't sit there and turn the live album, turn the live performance into a studio album. You know what I mean? Which is what they did with that DVD. Let's be honest. There is so much post-production on that, it killed it. I'm telling you right here's my final argument. Here's my wrap up.
Don't wrap me up.
After seeing Skillet perform live, after hearing what Skillet sounds like live, comparing what I saw, heard, and experienced live to this video, I hate to say it, I really do. This video is garbage. It's absolute garbage compared to what I saw and heard and felt and experienced firsthand. They really killed the live element with this, with all the post-production they did. So, like I said, folks, if you ever get the chance to see Skillet live, I very highly recommend it. Whether they're headlining or whether they're supporting, go and see them. You will not be disappointed. I wasn't. So, anyway, as far as the song goes, 7.3, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So, 7.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.